Ooh, Xborg, yeah, a very good option here because considering that, yeah, Edith, Minotaur will be in the front lines and Xborg can be a nuisance with the slows, with the damage, and the true damage.
Yeah, like we said, now with the Furious out of the picture, this Harif and Roger is a threat, so they do need someone that can take up the front line, and Xbox is one of them. But it's going to be the Juicing and the Ruby. Well, God, yeah, I gotta get your thoughts on this. I've never seen Geek play the Juicing just yet. Alright, I need to go back and watch the VODs, but what are your thoughts on this?
It's new, it's new. A boy, yeah, it's a new hero. A boy, maybe he is still feeling, still warming it up with the Juicing, but I believe. But Ruby, man, Ruby Beloy, big brain Beloy. Will we see that sort of performance on our opening game for their series?
I feel like Geek Fam are already setting up the precedent of what they want to bring, right? During the pre-show today, we talked about Juicing's abysmal win rate, not even a passing rate, 38%.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Aurora will look good for NIP Flash. Yes, we talked about the firearms, but another hero that can jam those huge team fights is actually none other than the Aurora. And yes, it does get picked up by NIP Flash. We've seen Cortese play the Aurora to a very high degree of proficiency in day 2, and this is what they want to bring out. They want to jam these big team fights that the Ruby and Arlo are looking to set up.
On the money today, we are on fire with this draft. NIP Flash feeling really comfortable in their skin, considering that they went for Harif Roger first 2 picks. But Geek Fam, we got the big brain Beloy, the BBB final words before we head into the game, Gani.
You know what? I think with this balanced lineup, man, it's anybody's.
As well as the Armor Fender from the Ruby. But more importantly, Juicing in the mid. Will we see the aggression that we hope that these teams can show? And on the flip side, NIP Flash, they want to look for control with the Minotaur and Aurora in the mid lane.
Absolutely. I think on top of that also, and something that is established about Jushin is that she needs time, right? She doesn't have burst damage, she needs time. So if you're immobile, life is tough, get used to it. But you do have certain ways of NIP Flash that they dealt with Jushin yesterday. Just be mobile.
Yeah, I think one of the key items that we should highlight is also the Dominance Eyes. You need the Dominance Eyes on both JPL and the Edith, just because there is an Arlot and Ruby. We spoke about the sustain that they always look for. And I think what's really good of Dominance Eyes is not only does it reduce, the lifesteal effects that these two heroes can bring.
And Beloy found out by Hades, but again, so far, NIP Flash, very, very disciplined. JPL has been being fine and dandy with his mirroring since yesterday, and he's doing it, right? Keeping up with Beloy despite being on a Minotaur.
And NIP Flash taking it slow. Yes, they've seen some aggression come up from Geek Fam, but that's also because of Juicing. But look at how tanky this Minotaur is in the early game. I think what Juicing really brings to the table is that vision. There's not really many heroes out there in Mobile Legends Bang Bang at this point in time that can give vision, right? Selena being one of them. Obviously, there's also the Lawyer when she casts a second skill. But more importantly, with Juicing coming up, you can get the vision without putting yourself in too much of a risk.
Yeah. And Adam is going to try and zone a boy and Gobs out of experience. You have Courtesy there as well. Another thing we observed yesterday was if you get the Purify onto the Jushin, it does take away her escape capabilities and make her more vulnerable. But this time, he's forced to go on that Purify. And Adam is going to hit 4 first alongside Courtesy, but Geek Fam, they're going to hit that timing as well. Turtle is up.
Yeah, most of the key heroes now all hitting that level 4 except for Beloyski and JPL. But look at that, NIP, they want to take the fight. Adamir!
Again, the Purify popped by a boy, got to the back, playing distraction, and Hades, it's gonna be fine for now. Courtesy even using that out, but the link shows up. It's Vince's time to shine. Tempest of Blaze into a first blood, and it's Geek Fam off to a great start.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate of Courtesy. They're just casting the Frigid Glacier, but Geek Fam, none of the members were caught. Well, one member was caught, but it wasn't the key heroes, and I think for NIP Flash, they must be feeling a bit sour about that, considering that, you want to get Hades on this snowball on the Roger that he's playing.
And that's where the Purify comes into play, right? A boy saving himself and getting assists in the process. Geek Fam getting turtle number 1. At the same time, Chadera taking out most of Owl's HP pool, forcing JPL to show up, but with Beloyski around, Geek Fam having a lot more solid control topside.
Yeah, Beloyski just protecting Kadera at this point. You want this Moskov to come online as quickly as possible. And on the side of NIP Flash, well, you do have a Harif. So both heroes are pretty evenly matched, although they provide different styles in team fights. With the Harif, it's a lot more AoE controlled. With Moskov, it's about just shredding the entirety of that single target in the front line.
While we have a bit of time, I think is good for us to point out that for the second series of Stream A and Stream B, it's all Group A games. And this is where the matrix will be warped, right? Depending on the results on the other streams, it might affect their chances here as well. Adamir, getting ganked. A dive coming through. Adamir dashes away with the onwards. Doesn't have the primal wrath form, so will be lifted up and assassinated by Vincent.
Now, a little unfortunate there for Adamir, but Geek Fam doing a good job at applying pressure. They are slightly in the lead, so you know it's only right that they try to make the advantage scale even more. And yes, it is only slightly under 1,000, but when you have a Link as well as a Moskov, this is what you're looking for, right? A peaceful early game, you have a lead, good. But at the end of the day, it's the late game. It's where the Link can look to push out the side lanes, come in and go for the back line when there's a pick off, and then for the Moskov to join the fight using that spear of misery.
And we have
destruction.
And we are seeing something from Geek Fam. A boy on this Jushin. We talk about okay, Hades and Ao, they're a bit more mobile, but everyone else on NIP Flash, the core pillars of the team, they don't have that luxury, right? So Jushin has been the facilitator for all these rotations. Shows up, JPL can go forward. Same with Adamir. NIP Flash gonna put in the back foot a little bit. JPL spotted out, lifted up, pulled back, tries to run. We don't want Fury committed, but it's a flicker to get up boy and Beloy out of there. JPL though will be safe for now. Gob shows up, final slash, avoid a spear of destruction. Does miss, but JPL still getting chased down. Vincent finds the kill, but at least Hades finds Beloyski. Gob's in a rough pace, but Adamir, good patience with that armors into a freeze hour with the collection.
This is really interesting. Both frontliners, or rather both roamers going down really early, but Adamir still looking for more.
There's the flip. Curtisi kind of baited a little bit by Adamir. Goes into the passive. Vincent comes out of it. Adamir still has the primal wrath form. Tempest of Blades as a response. The freeze does not connect, but Vincent dashes away, and Geek Fam will not get the second turtle.
And in the middle of it all, NIP Flash, perfect rotation coming out to get the Harith to bot lane. I think Kadera's doing really well of pushing out those waves, but Harith has to be careful. Beloyski and Gobs.
Well, Ao actually tries to fight this once the turret first. Cannot get it in time. They protect the structure. Ao though still gets out, but Gobs will not let that happen. A flicker into a kill. NIP Flash kind of fumbling the ball.
Yeah, well, I tried to give ours the heads up there, right? You're up against an Ourlord and a Ruby. They can displace you from where they are, and I think, you know, Owl found that out really quickly. But NIP Flash here, I think they're doing a good, decent job, but Geek Fam, on the other hand, doing an even better job at getting this aggression. And I think for a boy on this Zhu Xing, what you want is the early game, because we spoke for Zhu Xing, right? Mana or not, is she good? You know, is she not? A lot of teams have been experimenting with her. I think Zhu Xing is one of those heroes where you want to be ahead. This is where her potential shines. When you're playing from behind, even if you have the lantern, you know, there's not really much you can do.
And they pull on the JPL, Beloy leading the charge. JPL forced to commit the ultimate, and now to back him up, but JPL just could not catch a break.
Yeah, they're harassing this Minotaur, and this is great coming up from Beloyski and Gobs.
A boy, ultimate, is in the Frigid Glacier, getting used, but doesn't really matter though. Gobs finding a double kill. Final slash does not connect, but not that it matters. Geek Fam with the first big fight in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think NIP Flash didn't expect this level of aggression coming up from both Beloyski and Gobs. They're constantly hunting anyone they can find. Doesn't really matter if it's the Harith, doesn't matter if it's the Minotaur. As long as they have a clear target they can burst down, they will go for it. And because of that, Geek Fam now find the space they need for both the Link and Moskov to farm. Look at this, right? 7 minutes in, they're already 3.3k goal lead up.
And Gobs just got the War Axe, right? More damage, more fighting capabilities. And I think it's a good time to start talking about NIP Flash. What is the contingency plan? Especially when you have a draft that needs so much farm.
Yeah, this is rough. This is rough for NIP Flash, because like you said, they need a lot of farm to get the items out of both the Idith, the Roger, and on top of it, and Harith. I think there's really only one way to do about it, right? You need JPL to play a little bit more conservative. He's been standing a little bit too far in front. He's been getting caught up by both the Ruby and the Ourlord. Obviously, you know, credit to both Beloyski and Gobs to make that happen. But I think on NIP Flash, you have to take the back foot here. You have to play a little more safe in terms of your positioning, ensure that these pickoffs don't happen.
And Geek Fam starting to walk into the jungle of NIP Flash as well. Orange buff will have to be surrendered, and Hades is going to feel the heat. I mean, the lead that Geek Fam have is starting to spill into the NIP Flash's side. Orange buff taken away. Hades gets nothing.
Oh, I don't think Hades wants to be in this position, but we have seen time and time again when all hope is lost, Hades can pull something out of his bag. We'll see whether that happens, but coming back to this replay, look, once again, a very early Fusion Classic being pulled out of the bag from the side of Cortesia, and once that's done, you don't really have much. Yeah, there's the Minion Fairy to follow up, but Geek Fam is so far ahead, they don't really care. There's no damage dealer by their side to finish the fight off.
Even JPL has been using the Minoan Fury as a means to defend himself, right?
That's
He
not a good sign.
doesn't want to get lifted up, doesn't want to get pulled, doesn't want to get swiped to the side. Clock of Destiny and Glowing Wand for a boy, so you're constantly getting burned by the magic damage. Purple buff on the side of NIP Flash on the threat as well. Peloisky missing that ultimate, but it's all to secure the resource for his jungler.
That was greedy. That was greedy. He tried to catch both by Adamir.
It's going to be jumped on. Primal Rav gets used. Flicker to safety, but final slash followed up from Gobs is just immaculate.
I feel so tired looking at this game. It's like Geek Fam is all over the map and just constantly trying to find pickups just when NIP Flash were ready to give up that tier 2 to the bot lane. Well, because of the link, because of the fact that they have heroes that can just pounce on you just like that, or catch you from behind, it's so tough.
And Big Boy Bolay does it again. Monster kill for Vincent. Gobs also finds Hades. Absolutely gob-smacked NIP Flash. 4 down, and Adamir just came back. Nothing much he could do. Geek Fam going straight for inhibitor number 1, and Adamir is not even safe, needs to dash away. Geek Fam looking for potential end angle. Adamir gets swiped to the side, and Geek Fam, just like that, will take NIP Flash down in 10 minutes.
Officially the fastest game we have seen on Stream C so far. I can't say for sure if it's in the entirety of this tournament in Season 5 because the other games are going on, but definitely for sure up to this point in the tournament, it's been the fastest game.
The fastest game, and we